Argentina versus France in the final of the 2022 World Cup is an event you don't want to miss. The game will be played on Sunday, December 18th at the Lusail Stadium, where the winner will be crowned champions of the world. And then there were two. Let's talk a bit about the road to the final for both Argentina and France. Argentina topped Group C ahead of Poland, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia. That opening day loss to the Saudis seems like a distant memory. They survived the late scare to beat Australia 2-1 in the round of 16. It took a 4-3 win on pens in the quarterfinals to get the better of the Netherlands. And this is after giving up what seemed to be a comfortable 2-0 lead. Argentina then comprehensively defeated Croatia 3-0 in the semi-finals to book a place in the final to face defending champions France. For France, they topped Group D ahead of Australia, Tunisia, and Denmark. They got past Poland in the round of 16 in a 3-1 win and barely got the better of England in the quarterfinal, courtesy of a Harry Kane penalty miss. Trust me, we'll be talking about that for decades. France then defeated history makers Morocco in the semi-finals 2-0 to make it to back-to-back World Cup finals. Let's talk a bit about the head-to-head meetings between Argentina and France. There's been 12 previous matches between the two juggernauts. 6 wins for Argentina, 3 wins for France, and 3 games ended in draws. They met in the 1930 group stages where Argentina defeated France 1-0. They met again in the 1978 group phase where Argentina defeated France once again 3-1. And their last meeting came at the 2018 World Cup in the round of 16 where France dismissed Argentina in a thrilling 4-3 affair. And now they meet again in the grand final of the 2022 World Cup. In terms of final appearances for both Argentina and France, this would be Argentina's 6th World Cup final. They first made the final in 1930 where they lost to South American neighbors Uruguay. But when they hosted the World Cup in 1978, they did get the better of the Netherlands and went on to lift their first World Cup title. They repeated the trick in 1986 by defeating West Germany. They then made the final of the 1990 World Cup where they went on to lose to West Germany. And the last time Argentina made the final was back in 2014 where they lost 1-0 to Germany, of course. Germany, they have definitely been Argentina's bogey team, but guess what? There's no Germany to stop Argentina now. Who's gonna do it? Well, France, they do have that arduous task of stopping Lionel Messi and Argentina. This will be the 4th time that France are making the final of the FIFA World Cup. The first did so back in 1998 when they hosted a tournament and defeated Brazil to win their first title as world champions. They made the final again back in 2006 and went on to lose to the Italians on penalties. And of course, they're the reigning champions after winning the 2018 World Cup by defeating Croatia 4-2. And now they've made the final of the 2022 World Cup where they aim to be the first team to win back-to-back titles since Brazil in 1958 and 1962. All right, guys, you know how I like to do it. Let's take a look at the lineups that could actually feature here in the final. Well, for Lionel Scaloni and Argentina, he's been changing up his formation quite a lot, which means he's tried, he's tested, and he's battle ready indeed. He's played a 4-4-2 in the last game against Croatia. Previously, he's played a 5-3-2 against the Dutch and a 4-3-3 against Australia. So which formation is he gonna go in with for this big final here against France? Well, look, I have no idea. But if I have to speculate, I think he might go very defensive here and play the 5-3-2 and try to shut up shop against Kylian Mbappe, Olivier Giroud, Antoine Griezmann, and co. But let's take a look at the back line here. Is it going to remain the same or would we see changes? Emi Martinez should be in goal. Molina I expect to be at right back. But are we going to see a tweak in the center back positions here where Lisandro Martinez could come in and make 3 center backs looking to stop Kylian Mbappe by teaming up with, you know, Molina over there on the right to deal with him? We could see that, right? Or are we going to see Tagliafico drop out and Marcos Acuna come in? So we could see some inclusions in the back line where Acuna and Lisandro could come in, or it could just remain the same. Let's not complicate things too much and move into the midfield. Well, for the last game here against Croatia, Scaloni packed up the midfield, and that was actually to deal with Croatia's midfielders who were touted as some of the best in the tournament, right? So you bring in Paredes, to help out? Is he going to drop back to the bench, or would we see another packed midfield here for Argentina? It's left to be seen. We go up into the forward positions. Messi and Alvarez, they had the goal scoring burden to themselves. Are we going to see help for Lionel Messi and Alvarez, where Lautaro could come in, or we could see Angel Di Maria come into the team? Argentina go back to a 4-3-3 formation. It's left to be seen as well. But in terms of changes, I think 2 changes the most. We might see Argentina go to a back 5 in aim to stop Kylian Mbappe, Dembele, Giroud, and of course Antoine Griezmann. So it's really left to be seen, and the game could be lost and won on the formation and of course the 11 that Lionel Scaloni put out. So let's move on to France. All right, so for Didier Deschamps and the French national team, he has not changed his formation at all during the tournament. He's played a 4-2-3-1 formation. Maybe in the game against Tunisia, he did tweak things, but apart from that, nothing really. So Hugo Lloris is expected to be in goal. The back line, I think, should remain the same, even though Ibrahima Konate came in for Dayo Upamecano. Konate was the best player in this game, in my opinion, and he should actually retain his place. Upamecano should stay on the bench. The midfield is another problem, where Youssouf Fofana came in for Adrien Rabiot, who was ill. Is he going to be better? I read that he could be better by Saturday. And would they want to change the winning formula here from the semis and bring in Rabiot, who's recovering from illness? Look, there could be a change here. I have a feeling Rabiot comes back in for Fofana and plays alongside one of the breakout stars of this tournament for France, Aurélien Tchouameni. Frontline, Ousmane Dembele, Antoine Griezmann, Kylian Mbappe, and Olivier Giroud should actually start this game. And there's been some news that Karim Benzema is now fit again and could rejoin the team if Didier Deschamps approves. That'll be something, right? Karim Benzema coming in off the bench in the 75th minute, France needing a goal, scores a brace to win the World Cup final for France. Wow, that'll be some kind of story. But look, man, it'll be very, very harsh on Karim Benzema if France goes on to win 2 World Cup titles without him. Damn. But let's see what happens, though. Let's see what happens. I expect one change the most, and it's probably going to come in midfield, where Rabiot could come back in for Youssouf Fofana. But expect France to continue playing the same way that, you know, has gotten them to the final for back-to-back World Cups. All right, for the most difficult part, to predict the winner of the 2022 World Cup. It's been a long tournament, put in a lot of work. I'm tired, exhausted. I don't know if you can tell, but it's winding down. We're about to land the plane on the 2022 World Cup here by picking the winner, picking a team who everyone will talk about for the next 4 years and even decades after. Argentina or France. I didn't predict France to make it to the final, so I like to congratulate them for doing so. Big round of applause. For Argentina, they don't get a round of applause because I expected them to make the final. But you know what? Well done. After that hiccup on match day 1 against Saudi Arabia, everyone thought like, oh boy, Argentina are gonna flop. But Messi promised. He promised to bounce back, and the team did. The team did. The team, they've really supported Lionel Messi since that Copa America that they won, the first one in 28 years or so. So, you know, this is what we've come to expect of this new crop of Argentina players. For France, they've been doing it big since 1998. In 24 years, these boys have made it to 4 finals. This is unbelievable. It's just been an era where they've dominated modern football, the 32-team era. And look, even though I didn't predict them to make it this far, I'm not surprised, man. The talent that they have is just immense. The pool of players that they have to choose from, ridiculous. And the same for Argentina. But we now have to pick a winner here. Back before the tournament started, I picked Argentina to win the whole thing. And am I going to stick with Argentina? Well, I'll let you know in a few. Let's try to break down both teams and see, you know, who do have the advantage coming into this match and who's like a slightly behind and would need to gain some ground to catch up. Well, actually, I think both teams are well poised to go on to win this thing. It could go anyway. It's 50-50. 50-50. And I think even though I would have loved to see Croatia or Morocco in the final, I think we've got the best World Cup final possible, France versus Argentina. I love to dream. I love to dream. But this right here is creme de la creme. Both teams with 2 World Cup titles with a chance to make it a third and go past the other. You see? Lionel Messi, an icon, one of the greatest of all time. Another opportunity to win the World Cup. Didn't do it in 06, stopped by the Germans. 2010, stopped by the Germans. 2014, stopped by the Germans. 2018, stopped by France. So Messi's really been on the cusp of winning the World Cup since he's been at the World Cup. But there's just this team that always stops him. Is he going to get past France this time around? And then we have Kylian Mbappe. He's young, but he's one of the greatest players currently playing the sport as we speak. He won the World Cup in 2018. It would be ridiculous if he goes on to win a second World Cup before Messi even wins one or has a chance to even win one, because Messi is up there in age and this could indeed be his last World Cup. Think about Cristiano Ronaldo and just think about what Kylian Mbappe could achieve if he wins 2 World Cups and he's still only 23, 24 years old, around there. He'll be in his prime for the 2026 World Cup. You see what I mean? So, Kylian Mbappe, just thinking about it, man, just thinking about it is simply unbelievable. Argentina, after the hiccup, they bounced back brilliantly. Only one game has gone the distance where they defeated the Netherlands on penalties, and Argentina were cruising 2-0 in that match, and they gave up a 2-0 lead and showed some of their vulnerabilities, where you test them by getting the ball into the box, you test them with some height, and they falter. And France will be looking to exploit some of that in this game as well. As for strengths, you know, we have Lionel Messi, Julian Alvarez. Their strength is in their attack and their midfield as well, where in the last game you saw that they crammed up the midfield, put an extra player or 2 in there, and they bossed the game against Croatia. So for France, they've been rather imperious throughout the World Cup. They did lose to Tunisia, but after a changed team, and they've looked good. They've looked good, but they themselves have a problem in defense as well. But did Ibrahima Konate actually rectify that problem by not being so error-prone or just being cleaner than Dayo Upamecano? Maybe. So you could say France looked pretty complete in all positions. No, the midfield is also a problem, where Tchouameni and Rabiot, they were, you know, teamed up there, and Rabiot picked up an illness. Yusuf Fofana came in, and by the stretch of the imagination, he's not really set the world on fire. So France do have holes in their team there. The midfield and, of course, the defense, little suspect at times. But where they're at their strongest is going forward. Sometimes they don't look good during the game. They still manage to find a way to score. They do. We saw it in the last game. Scrappy goals against Morocco, but they found the back of the net. They've had many different goal scorers. So that's also a threat there from France to Argentina, where anyone could pop up and score. While for Argentina, they've been mainly dependent on Messi and Julian Alvarez for the bulk of their goal scoring. Look, man, this game is pretty difficult to predict. It's really difficult to predict. I do want Argentina to go on to win it. That's the team that I predict to win it. But Kylian Mbappe and France could play the villains here when it comes to Messi. Mbappe and Messi are teammates. And, you know, Mbappe could go on to win a second World Cup title, and Messi still have not won any, and he could go back to PSG and joke around about it. It will be harsh, but still, it'll be a joke on the pitch, joke when they're practicing and everything, they're training. Who's going to win this World Cup? First of all, Scaloni is going to need to get his lineup and his formation correct, and he's going to need to be adaptable, where it could change and evolve during the match as well. This one is so difficult because both teams, they got the X factor in Messi and Kylian Mbappe, but I just feel like France do have a lot more help in terms of Griezmann, Giroud, Dembele, Tchouameni, you know, while for Argentina, they've just solely depended on Julian Alvarez and Messi to score these goals. But there's just something within me that tells me this is a special World Cup for Messi, man. And I don't think Messi's gonna allow this opportunity to slip. I really don't. Any mistakes made by France, it will be punished. It definitely will be punished. And Messi probably already studied the weakness of the French defense and how to deal with them in this game. They're going to look to team up on Messi, but would that leave space for an Enzo, for a guy like Alexis McAllister, Julian Alvarez to run into? We saw even Nahuel Molina got into the goal scoring act. So I think dealing with Messi would be one of France's main goal. Just try to nullify his threat. And for Argentina, the same, to deal with Kylian Mbappe. But I think playing an extra midfielder or an extra defender could indeed do the trick, just the way Argentina did versus the Netherlands by keeping Cody Gakpo and Memphis Depay quiet. So look, in terms of the team I'm predicting to go on to win the World Cup final, guys, I have to go with Argentina here. It's been a long time coming for Lionel Messi. This is his 5th World Cup, 06, 10, 14, 18, and 22, and not win a single one. I don't think this opportunity is going to pass Messi at all. And look, the fact that he never won a Copa America during his playing career, and he made it happen at the last edition of the Copa. It's just written, man. It's just written for Messi to win this World Cup. It'll be devastating, of course, if he doesn't, but I see Messi and Argentina lifting this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win within 90 minutes for Argentina. This was a very, very difficult prediction to do, I have to say. Look, in the group phase, you could easily predict a team to win. You know what I'm saying? But it's a final. There's a lot on the line. And I just don't see Messi losing this one. I really don't. I could be wrong, of course, where France and Mbappe could go on and lift back-to-back World Cups. Didier Deschamps winning it for the 3rd time, 1 as a player, 2 as a manager. We could well see that, because both teams are very, very good and well equipped to do so. But I just think it's just meant to be, man. It's just meant to be for Messi to go on to win the World Cup. And it'll be crazy if he doesn't win it. But look, guys, that's my prediction. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks to everyone who's followed the World Cup journey. I will do something for the 3rd place match, so look for that video as well. Croatia versus Morocco. Let's see who's going to take home bronze. So, guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich. Thanks again, and until my next one, peace out. Rich Squad.